Okay. Uh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. If you can hear me, please, can you drop a chat on the chat box? Can you drop a comment on the chat box? If you can hear me, please drop a comment on the chat box. Or you can just do a thumb up on the chat box if you can hear me. All right. All right. Olalu can hear me, favor. Okay, you can hear me. All right. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. If you can hear me, all right. All right. All right. Okay, I want to believe everybody can hear me now. This section will be recorded, so you can listen to the replay of the recording after this class, and listen to the replay of the recording after this class. So I started by saying that this data analysis course, we said specifically that we are going to be looking at just two of the data analytics tools, and that is Excel and Power BI. So what we have considered so far for the first 2 weeks is on the area of data analytics using Excel. So for the next 2 weeks, we'll be considering data analytics using Power BI. Data analytics using Power BI. That's what we'll be considering. But before we go forward, I know that we have all been paired into a group for the assessment and the assignment that we need to do. Please, I want all of us to collaborate and cooperate in the group so that you'll be able to achieve the goals and the purpose. We are coming up with a different assignment of the area of data analytics using Power BI, and that is going to be the second project we'll be concentrating on. So it will be good for you that you round up your project for Excel on so that the one for Power BI will meet you there. So please, let's ensure that we are working together in the group, we are collaborating, we are sharing ideas, we are sharing insights in order to achieve this project. And the whole purpose of that is for us to ensure that we can share knowledge together and be able to learn and understand what has been taught so far. And we have also put some mechanisms in place to ensure that you understand how the class is going. And that's why we have video recorded session. That's why we have our live classes. We have our resource materials. Please endeavor to lay your hands in all of these things, because these are part of the things that will help you to understand what we are doing here. So it won't just be that, okay, you have come to learn and you have not practically put your hands on deck to know what we are doing. So to move forward, I also know that the quiz one is still in process for some of you that have not done it. The quiz 2 has been released as well. Please don't let us make assignment and assessment from C. Let's begin to attend to them from today. It will pay us a lot. So today we'll be looking at the data analytics using Power BI. Data analytics using Power BI. And when we say Power BI, BI means business intelligence. It means business intelligence. So I can say data analytics using Power Business Intelligence. And this is one of the Microsoft tools that's also being developed. Is a very powerful tool to consider a big data in analyzing, organizing, in examining, transforming, and discovering insights in data. And discovering insight in data. So BI is a technology-driven business intelligence tools provided by Microsoft. This is developed by Microsoft. We also know that the Microsoft Excel is also developed by Microsoft. Another is called Microsoft Excel. So this is also Microsoft Power BI. It's called Microsoft Power BI for analyzing and visualizing your data to present actionable information. It combines business analytics, data visualization, and best practices that helps an organization to make data-driven decisions. So basically, the Power BI is used as a business intelligence to discover insight in data, and those insight data is what helps for decision making. It was help for decision making. This is one of the powerful tools in the area of data analytics. One of the powerful tools because it has a very high capabilities, focus, and usability in its areas of use. And when it comes to data visualization, is also one of the best tools to use for data analysis. And I know somebody wants to ask me now that since Power BI is used for data analytics and Excel is used for data analytics, why can't we just consider using Excel rather than turning into Power BI? Power BI and Excel differs. It differs in terms of their abilities, in terms of their focus, in terms of their usability. It differs. When it comes to Excel, I just want to give a little difference between Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Power BI. When it comes to Excel, primarily, Excel is a spreadsheet tool for organizing, analyzing, and visualizing data. Excel is versatile, it is widely used, it is basic, and for intermediates to use it for data analytics. But I must tell you that if you want to become an expert in the area of data analytics, Excel might not be too favorable for you to use because of the limitation of its capabilities. It has some limitation, especially when your data are large. When you are having a big data of 50,000 data, 100,000 data, you may be having challenges in applying Excel in using those in analyzing those data. When it comes to multiple data that we want to also use, Excel might have some limitations to that. But in terms of Power BI specifically helps in creating interactive data visualization and dashboard that could be presented well interactive as compared to Excel. It also has a focus on the area of advanced data analysis. So if I want to work to the level of advanced or become an expert or becomes a professional in the area of data analytics, I think Power BI is one of the tools that I need to consider. It is very, very important. So for in terms of data handling capacity, the Excel can handle a small, medium-sized data set. A small, medium-sized data set, a data of 1,000, a data set of 10,000, 20,000, like that. But when it comes to Power BI can handle a data set from multiple sources. A large data set that ranges up to millions of rows, millions of columns. The BI can help you to handle it. And in terms of data integration, also Excel has limited data connectivity. Excel has limited data connectivity, basically because it relies on the manual imports or integrations from external sources that we can use. But in terms of Power BI, it is extensive data connectivity. It is extensive. data connectivity. So in data integration, Power BI also makes better than the Excel that we use. And in terms of data modeling, also data modeling is also one of those things. When we're dealing with Excel, we talk about data modeling using the pivot table, using the Power Query, using the Power Pivot, and all of that in Excel. But in Power BI, the data modeling is advanced data modeling with several features, several relationships, several columns, using some data analysis expression to do some of those capabilities. So Excel has some limitations to our data handling. It has some limitations, but Power BI help us to scale above such limitations that Excel could offer. So Power BI is a very good tool when it comes to data analysis. So it's one of those data that we need to consider, because when we look at the charts in Excel as compared to charts in Power BI, the chart in Power BI they even more interactive. It creates interactive to make it more dynamics in the dashboard. It does that. The aspect of filtering, it has a better filtering than Excel. In the aspect of creating your it has a better pairing of data than this. So Power BI is one of those you need to consider. It's called a business intelligence tools because it has some integration of AI and machine learning into it, which Excel ordinarily does not have. So all of this is for us to have a data-driven decision, so that we can discover some insight in data. So why use Power BI? Why do we use Power BI? We have talked about what is Power BI. Then why do we use Power BI? In Power BI, basically, we use it to access volumes of data from multiple sources. Volumes of data. We are going to be looking at some of these things, different areas that we can use as a source to connect to our data using the Power BI. So it can have access to large volumes of data, the access to vast volumes of data from multiple sources. So it can allow data from Excel, data from SQL, data from CSV, data from Excel, data from our database, SQL, data from Oracle, data from Azure, and all of that. So it can load some of those data in different forms. Not like Excel that is restricted in having access to some of those data. And another good thing about the access to volumes of data is that Power BI connects to your data. When Excel upload your data, when we're in Excel, we said that for us to make use of that data that we have to upload it. So once we launch the data, what you are simply doing is to upload the data into Microsoft Excel. But in Power BI automatically connects to your data. It's connecting to your data. It means that whatever modification or adjustment you are doing to your data is also adjusting the source of your data that are in different multiple forms that you can. So data can be from CSV, the XML, the JSON, the PDF. It can even connect data in PDF as well. It does all of those functions. So it uses powerful compression algorithm that could help to import, catching the data within the files that we have. Another reason why we make the Power BI is the interactive UI UX features. It has a very good interactive UI UX features. And when I say UI UX features, it means user interface and user experience. user interface and user experience. This makes your visual to be very, very appealing. So it's a very appealing visuals. Look at the visualization that we did in Excel. Some of us are already happy. Oh, this visual is looking so good. But when you look at the visuals of Power BI, it's one of those like you are doing a UI design on its own entirely. And the whole design that is involved in it, all you are just doing is to just make use of scale. It's clean all of that for you in that form. So please hold on, please hold on. So it has the interactive UI features that could enable you to do some of those content automatically. Okay. Okay, I still want to believe that you can all hear me. I think my internet is frustrating right now. If you can hear me, kindly drop a chat box. Let me show. Please drop a stamp up on the chat box. Let me be sure everybody is still with me. If you can hear me, I can't hear you. I can hear you. Okay. It's cracking. Please check the network over there. Please check the network over there. I can. All right. Okay, let's continue. So I was talking about the interactions that we have when it comes to using Power BI, that it gives a UI/UX features. And you know how UI/UX features give us a very good and attractive interactions to our data. So the visualization formatting here is very good. Another thing why we use Power BI is the exceptional Excel integration. It can help us to gather and analyze, to publish and also share Excel's business data and share different business data on different model, on different dashboard, and that integration is made easy when it comes to Power BI. Then we also have it accelerates data preparation with Azure. I know when we say Azure allows you to analyze and share massive volumes of data. This has the capability for the Power BI to analyze a very large volumes of data. And for the Azure data, it can help you to reduce the time that you use to discover your insights, the time that you use to collaborate, the time that you use as a data analyst to achieve your work and your process, because of it helps you to just accelerate the data. So it's shortening your time of trying to transform, trying to filter, trying to analyze, trying to create your dashboard. It's shortening the time because it helps you to just accelerate all of those functionalities. Another thing it does is also it turns insight into actions. It turns insight into action. So this helps us to just gain insight from data and turn those insight into actions so that it can be used for business decisions. So that it can be used for this business decision. So no matter how large the data is, no matter the volumes of the data, an insight can be discovered from that data using Power BI. And such insights can be used for decision making, which enable us to also streamline on what the organization is focusing on. Then also, it has part of the reason why we use Power BI is because of the real-time stream analysis. Real-time stream analysis. This will enable you to perform real-time stream analytics. This will help you to fetch your data from multiple sensors, to also help you to fetch data from social media on real time. You can fetch the data on social media on real time. Maybe I want to get data from Instagram. I want to get data from Telegram. I can fetch all of those data. So it's always ready to make this decision on some real time data, and those data can be used for some analysis. Let's go to the benefit of Power BI. What is the benefit of Power BI? I've explained some of these benefits under why we use Power BI. It is essential that we have a foundational knowledge about the tools that we are making use of before we begin to delve into the use of the tools and the practical concept of it that is behind it. So we talk about data integration. That it helps users to easily integrate data from various sources. We can have data in different sources, and those data can be integrated together. So I can have data from SQL database, I can have data from Excel, data from PDFs, data from different web pages. I can also have data from different web pages, and those data can be integrated together to just discover some insights. Another good aspect of the benefit is the customizable dashboard. Customizable dashboard. In Excel, we also have a dashboard, but the dashboard in Excel has some restrictions, kind of. But in Power BI, I can adjust some of my dashboard to have a very good interaction with my charts. I can adjust it, so it helps user to create that customized dashboard, and helps the user to also display data in a way that will be meaningful to them. I can display my data in a way that is meaningful. Then that's also data security. Data security is also key when we are talking about the introduction of data analytics. We talk about data privacy. So data privacy is also key. This ensures that our data is secure and is in compliance to industry standard. So we are not just using data. We are not just importing data or connecting to data. We are connecting to data that we know that is still within the compliance of the industry standard. So that we are also easy to check that aspect. The user friendliness is very friendly, very friendly. The user friendliness allows you to visualize and analyze your data easily. If you look at the interface of Power BI, the interface is somehow looking like the interface of Microsoft Office tools, like your Word, your Excel, your PowerPoint, your Publisher, your Outlook. It's looking like all of those interfaces. It's very interactive. So user can easily communicate with it. The user can easily interact with the tools that need to be used, and it's very easy to use. And it also has the collaboration features. It has collaboration features that enables us to collaborate with some other people, with some other team, or team can collaborate with each other to share dashboard. So if I create a dashboard and other team members that also want to work on the dashboard, it can help other team members to work on the dashboard. I'm also visualizing it from my own end. So it allows collaborative features for us to adjust our dashboard. The entire AI and machine learning capabilities. This is one of the capabilities that it has that makes it to be much more better than Microsoft Excel, because this helps you to do what we call predictive analysis, to detect some anomalies, and also to help you to uncover hidden trends and patterns in data. So Excel does not have that functions. Excel does not have this function, the functions of AI and machine learning capabilities. But in the case of Power BI, it has that functions to deliver such capabilities. Then it also has the self-service Power BI. Self-service Power BI. In self-service Power BI, it empowers a particular user to independently analyze his own data. So I can analyze my data, I can help to reduce dependency on data, so that I can foster some data-driven culture on it. So this efforts some self-services that I have. it also has a benefit of using it on mobile. This is the mobile access. It also has a benefit to use it on mobile. And when that area of mobile access, it means that I can use it on my phone. I can use it on iOS. I can use it on Android. I can use it on Apple. So this Power BI has its own app that I can use on that on such mobile devices that will allow me to create dashboard and also report on the go. So I can ensure insights and provide it to data on the go. This enables to also do that. Then it has real-time analytics. And I've talked about the real-time analytics. On real-time, I can connect to data by streamlining it, monitoring some research activities based on the data that we have. And that's why you discover that when you go on YouTube and actually are watching a particular movie, another movie is being recommended to you based on what you are watching, because there is a background of analytics tools that helping you to do some of those recommendations that you have based on what the user is feeling at that point in time. So let's look at some of the key components of Power BI. What are the key components of Power BI? It has a Power Query, it has a Power View, we have the Power BI desktop, the Power BI website, the Power BI pivot, the Power BI map, the Power BI question and answering, the Power BI mobile app. So these are some of the services or some of the features that are made available as a component in Power BI. When it comes to Power Query is one of the important components of Power BI. So basically, in Power Query, it just helps you to query your database. Maybe you are making use of SQL database or MySQL database. It helps you to query that database by connecting to it to fetch data and be able to analyze that data. And we are querying database. What are we simply doing? We are just retrieving, we are deleting, we are renaming, we are trying to define those data by which they represent. So Power Query helps us to do that functions of that. Then in Power Pivot, Power Pivot is basically used for data modeling and calculations. So if I want to do my calculations, my data modeling, maybe I want to calculate profit that is making in a particular sales data. I want to know some of the products that are not moving in a particular region. I can use pivot. In Excel we call it pivot table, but here it's called Power Pivot. The Power Pivot just enables me to do that data modeling and calculations to the work I want to do. And that's why the Power Pivot itself is where we use our DAX. That's the data analysis expression, so that we can strongly use the functionalities and the calculations that are embedded in Power BI that you can use for Power View. In Power View itself is for data visualization. It's data visualization components that enables us to interact with various components, connect with data, retrieve data that can help us to utilize for data analysis. So we use Power View to do that. So when I want to visualize my dashboard, I want to visualize some data as to report the data. I can report that data using my Power View. And don't forget, Power View is very, very interactive. We have the Power is basically used to visualize some 3D mode. I want to visualize some 3D mode using a geospatial data. This is basically used by maybe an architect. If I'm dealing with some architectural data, can be using my Power as a component to do some functions. And we have the Power BI Desktop. Power BI Desktop is actually the program that we use to do some analysis. It is other environment to do some analysis to. So this Power BI come with a suite. So it has various features in it. Features like the Power Query, the Power Pivots, the Power View. So the Power Query, the Power Pivot, the Power View are integrated into the Power BI Desktop. They are integrated into it. So I can view all of that in Power BI Desktop. So if I'm using Power BI Desktop, it then means that I can do Power Query, I can do Power View, I can do Power Pivot. So this enables me to build an advanced query, modeling, reporting to my data, and also it also helps me to easily advance the skills of Power BI that I want to use for data analytics. Then we also have Power Question and Answer. We have Power Question and Answer. This one ordinarily was to answer some questions when it comes to data modeling. Maybe we're facing some challenges with our data and want to get way around it. So this one gives us a hint on what to do. Instead of you going to ChatGPT or going to Google to go and find out, okay, how do I go about this process? What should I do? I can use my Power Question and Answering to help me to get a solution to some of the challenges that I'm facing. Then we have the Power BI website. The Power BI website helps us to just publish, can be used to publish. We can use it to publish. Maybe I want to publish my dashboard. I want to publish it online. I want to publish it on social media or my LinkedIn. I can use this Power BI to do that function that I want to perform. Then we have the Power BI mobile app. The Power BI mobile app is the Power BI software that we use on mobile devices like iOS devices, your Windows, your Android devices that we use is Power BI mobile app. So there are some mobile applications that have been developed so the individual can use and use these tools on the go for various purposes. So this also helps us to do Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View, Power Map, Power Question and Answering, because it is integrated into this Power BI mobile app that we have. So let's move forward. We have features of Power BI. What are the features of Power BI? These are the features. These are the features. I've been explaining this as a customizable dashboard. I can customize my dashboard. I can design my dashboard in the way that I want. I can do different visualizations to my dashboard. And this dashboard we have, is coming from our chart. The chart is expanded. We have an expanded chart on Power BI. So this dashboard that I'm having is going to be having a very good interactive chart. So it just means that it can help me to just visualize some data dynamically. So I can visualize some data dynamically. Maybe I just want to see a particular in the chart. This customizable dashboard will help me to do that. Then there is interactive report authoring. In interactive report authoring, this helps the user to basically explore data also in details. If I want to explore data like slicers, we talk about slicers in Excel, how to slice through our work to see a particular content or to present a particular view. Maybe want to present a particular view on a particular staff, or want to know how a particular product is performing. I can use my slider to do that. So it helps me to just filter the data dynamically. And this is also part of the functions of the interactive report authoring. It's also one of the features that could help us to do that. Then you have the DAX data analytics. This DAX is data analysis expression. We call it data analytics expression. So in data analytics expression, it enables us to create custom calculations. We talk about splitting our own calculations. Instead of using some built-in functions in Power BI, I can impute some calculations into it that will enable me to do some functions, because it is not in all life scenario that I can have all my built-in functions to be used. There are sometimes that I need all the built-in functions to be customized by me. I will integrate it into the Power BI. So that helps you to do that function. Then we have the flexible tasks. When it comes to the flexible tasks, this is actually very good features that helps me to do my charts, helps me to modify my text, it helps me to do my visuals. So this flexible task is very flexible. That's why we call it flexible tasks. So I can use this flexible task to adjust some of my chart. Although I know that okay, this is a bar chart. Bar chart can be adjusted in different forms. I can customize it in a way I want using the flexible tasks. Then we have the question and answer question box. The question and answer question box allows me to just query the data using some English words to query this data, and maybe I want to query the data to say, okay, should be total sales for a particular region, or I want to, what is the profit that is made in a particular year. So I can use this question and answer box to do that function. It's a very, very, very good features in Power BI. Then that's the help and feedback button. The help and feedback button that provides you or allows you to quickly access some support. And these help and feedback buttons helps us to better how to make use of the Power BI environment features. So all of the features that I need to use or some understanding I need to get in the environment of my Power BI, these help and feedback buttons can enable me to do that. Then let's move further. Microsoft Power BI architecture, these are the architectures of Microsoft Power BI. So in Microsoft Power BI, what we basically look at, we get data from the source. So at the source is where we get our data from, where we do what we call data collection. So here we just do a data connection, a data collection at this point. Once our data is collected into the Power BI desktop. And don't forget, the Power BI desktop, I said, is an environment that enables you to clean, that enables you to analyze, to organize, to transform, and analyze the data to discover some insight. So it has components or features embedded like the Power Query, the Power View, Power Pivots, visualizers, and everything. So this Power BI desktop is like your environment. So if I'm getting data, I'm just connecting to that data from Power BI. So Power BI enables me to connect. I said that in Power BI desktop, I'm not uploading data to Power BI, I'm connecting to my Power BI. And that is what will enable me to do some functions and functionalities. So the application we are going to be using for our data analytics is the Power BI desktop itself. Is the Power BI desktop itself. I think by today or tomorrow, I will try as much as possible to upload the software into our drive, so that some of you can just get the software for free on the drive. It's actually free. In Power BI, we have the Power BI desktop, we have the Power BI Pro, we have the Power BI Premium. The Power Premium enables you to be licensed, so you have to pay some amount of money to get that license version. But the Power BI desktop is actually free. The major difference between the Power BI desktop, the Pro, and the Premium is that when you're dealing with a very, very large data, maybe you want to connect to the data of organizations and all of that, that is when you will need that. But at your level, you will just need the Power BI desktop. So the Power BI desktop is actually a service that is built to connect data, and it allows us to create reports, to also do visualization on our data set. So it helps us to do all of that. So once I get my data from data source, I'm just going to be connecting to my data directly from my Power BI. Once that is done, I will then go to the Power BI services. In Power BI services, it has some cloud services that helps us to use some publish reports and data visualization. So this has some features that can help us to do some of those functions. And Power BI services is more or less like, this is an environment where we decide to create what we want to do. We are creating, we are putting together. Is more or less like when you go to a restaurant. You know, in restaurants, you have people, they are going to order for a menu. When you order for a menu, they will go to, the staffs will go to prepare the menu. So this Power BI desktop is like an environment that helps you to prepare what the user wants, what the organization wants. In this case, maybe you are preparing, you want to prepare pounded yam. You have to look at, okay, I need to get a yam, I need to get the sauce or the egg I'm going to use, I need to fry it, I need to do all of those things. At that point in time, we are doing Power BI desktop. We are making use of Power BI desktop. When it comes to Power BI services, is when the food is being served, when the food is being served. Now you are serving the user, you are presenting to the user, you are telling them about your visualization, the insights you discover. That is the services that this Power BI is going to offer. So in Power BI services, just really services to the organization or the individuals where we want to make the presentation, want to connect to that data from where we have to tell the people, okay, this and this is what we have done, and this is the interpretation of the data. So in Power BI services, it's more or less like a software that enables us to service. We call it service as a platform. It's like service as a platform. This one helps you to connect online and to also report what you're doing. Then we have the Power. In this case, this one is where you have your delivery. This is like your delivery. This is your real presentation. After it has been cooked, after it has been served, then the results or the output of it is this delivery that we are having here. So in Power BI desktop also, I can choose to, as I'm cooking it, as I'm cleaning it, as I'm transforming it, as I'm applying the chart, I'm applying this like that to this Power BI desktop. Is also connecting to the server. It's also connecting to the server. It's connecting to the host. In order to adjust the content and the data that they are having into it. Then after all of this is done, then you can do what we call your delivery. This delivery is the final presentation to the work you want to do. Then lastly, we have the Microsoft Power BI workflow. This is the Microsoft Power BI workflow. This is like the stages or the activities that I need to embark on in order to create from scratch, connecting to my data to the point of presentation. So it's put into 4 categories. We have the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. And phase 1 is data collection and transformation with Power BI. Power Query, data collection and transformation with Power Query. And transformation with Power Query. This one is like, this is the first step where data is being collected from various sources. Is the first step where data is being collected from various sources, and that data is being connected to the Power BI. So in the Power BI, you can use the Power Query to transform and clean the data. So in this first phase, what we are doing is to connect the data. Then after connecting to the data, then we'll now clean the data and transform the data using the Power Query itself. So this is what we do here. So we connect various data sources. We perform some extractions by transforming, by loading the processes. We retrieve the raw data from the source and we bring it down. So in the transformation process, we are going to be cleaning, we are going to be shaping the data, removing duplicates, merging, applying some functions and functionalities into our data. What we are doing is to just transform that data. So in this first phase, it encompasses that flow. Now, I'm just taking my time to explain this flow because it's very, very important. For every data you need to analyze, you need to follow these 4 phases of Power BI workflow. It's very important. So the second phase is what we call data modeling. It's what we call data modeling. And in data modeling is the second phase of the workflow. In the second phase of the workflow, it means that our data has been cleaned, our data has been transformed. Then at this point now, we already have data that has already been organized and have a structure or to be analyzed into data. To be analyzed. It's already have a structure to be analyzed at this data modeling. So in this data modeling, what we are simply doing is to define relationship between data. We want to define relationship between data. For example, if I'm linking the sales data to product data, so here I want to find what is common between the key is the product ID linking between the sales data and the product data. So it's more or less like I'm doing a data modeling to my work. So in data modeling, I want to just optimize the performance. I want to remove unnecessary columns. I want to remove unnecessary tables. That's what I'm doing to my data at this point. So I'm looking at relationship. What are the relationship between this column and this column? What are the relationship between this row and this row? What is the relationship between product and sales? What is the relationship between sales and date? What's the relationship between date and region? What's the relationship between region and the team? Things like that, what I'm doing under this data model. But in the third phase, it's called the data analysis with DAX. Data analysis expression. Data analysis expression. Here I have said it over and over again. This is when we want to apply some formula languages to our work. This allows you to create some custom calculations. When I want to apply some calculations into my work, maybe I want to aggregate, I want to find the dynamic measure of a particular data, I can be applying the data analytics with DAX like that. So depending on what the data I'm working on, that will determine how fast I'm going to move from this data analytics to the next phase. Here, and I want to say, okay, what is the total sales? I want to know the total sales in 2017. Here, I will use data analytics with DAX. If I want to find out something like that, or I want to say, okay, what is the sales performance like year by year? I want to see the relationship between this year and another year. I want to look at all of those parameters. I can use my DAX. So in as much as I'm applying my formula, I'm customizing my functions and all of that, I'm going to use data analysis with DAX. Then the last phase is visualization and presentation. In Excel, we said that visualization and presentation is very, very important to whoever you are making presentation to. So in this place also, from phase 1 to phase 3, from phase 1 to phase 3 is the work that the data analyst should be much more concerned about. You should be much more concerned about this phase 1 to phase 3. In this phase 4 is what your organization or what an individual that you're making presentation to is concerned about. You are not concerned about how you collect your data, how you transform it using Power Query, how you do your data modeling, how you do your data analytics. But this visualization and presentation is what they could comprehend, is what they could understand. They will not understand your data collection, your data modeling, data analysis. They will not understand all of that. But your visualization and presentation is very important. And this is the final step where insights from analysis are presented visually. It is the final step where insights from data analysis are presented virtually. So your presentation that you are making virtually must be well presented enough to have something convincing about the data that you have talked about. So, and we said in Power BI, it creates some interactions with your dashboard. So this is like making your presentation using your dashboard, by visualizing it and also making the presentation in dashboard. So that is the workflow of Power BI that we have. We have the data collections and transformation with Power Query, the data modeling, the data analysis with that, visualization and presentation. Please put this at the back of your head when you are dealing with data analytics using Power BI. These stages are very, very important and paramount when it comes to data analytics. So I would say thank you for today. Okay, before we round up, I just want to launch we're rounding up very soon. I just want to launch the Power BI. This Power BI application, I'm going to be dropping it on our drive. You can download it for free and install it on your system to begin to use. So let me just launch it. Okay. Let me close it. Okay. Then save. Okay. If you can still hear me, please drop a thumb up or a comment in the chat box. Please drop a comment in the chat box. If you can still hear me, let me be sure everyone here is still with me. Please drop a comment. I can. Thank you. All right. We'll be rounding up very soon. In 5 minutes, we'll be rounding. I just want to learn the environment. I'm going to be doing a video recording on data analytics Power BI this week. Please try as much as possible to listen to it. This is our Power BI desktop. That's the one we'll be making use of. I think we have the Power BI Pro and the Power BI Premium. But at this level, the Power BI desktop is mostly applicable. You can use it and also relate with it. It's launching already. It's launching. The size is about 170 something. Okay, let me go and check the size. The size of the application. Power BI. Okay. No, it's not one something. The size is about 516 MB. Is about 516 MB. That's the size of the application. It's over 500. So feel free to download it. You might be having challenges in downloading it online. And I also do a very short video on how to go about the installation. Okay, this is the Power BI. Once you launch it, you see something like this. Can you see that? It's more or less like you are launching your Microsoft Excel. When you launch your Microsoft Excel, you see something like this. You see open blank workbook, but this is open the blank report. Then you see this is telling us that, okay, do I want to connect to OneLake data? Do I want to connect to Excel workbook or SQL Server? or do I want to connect from to a source? Do I want to connect to a source? All of these options that we have here, in Excel we have options and settings, sign in, and all of this. It's still the same with what we have in Microsoft Excel. Nothing changed about that. So if I just click on my blank port, I will see this open to me. Now, this is the environment of your Power BI. So after installing your Power BI, you should see something like this. Just like the way I'm having it now, you should see something like this. Oh, let me be sure. Can you all see my screen, please? If you can see my screen, just say yes, 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 yes on the chat box. Just drop yes, 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 yes. You can see my screen, yes, yes, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so this is the environment of Power BI Desktop, which is Power BI Desktop itself. It has a very large capability. It is capable. It is flexible. It is friendly. It works on real time. It works on real time. It's clean and it's appealing dashboard and so many things. So many things that we can use Power BI to do. Power BI has an expanded capabilities, very expanded capabilities. This is the environment. So after installing your Power BI should look like this. Just the way my environment. If your environment is not looking like this after installing it, then means that you get the installation right, or you have downloaded the right application. So you need to check. It should look like this. And if you look at this, you can see that it's more or less like Excel. The way Excel environment and the interface looks like. But the GUI is more or less like the same kind of, because in Excel you see something like this, the title bar, just like the way we have it here. This is the menu bar. This is like the ribbons. Aside all of these components, these are these components that we have. Component for visualization, for values, for cost reports, for creating dashboard. Then you have different pages that you can apply here. In Excel we call it worksheet. This is pages in page 1, page 2, page 3. That it's something like that you should be able to relate with it. Then another thing I also look at is, if I click on the file here, can you see the file? In Excel, we call this backstage view. I think I explained on backstage view in Excel. This is like the backstage view of Power BI, where we have the open, the save as, the share, the get data. In this get data, we have some list of data that we could get. Can you see the list of data? We can get data like Excel. Yeah, I said that when I was doing the presentation, I said Excel has the ability to connect with different sources of data, from multiple places, different sources. So these are like the sources of data that we can get. This is Excel, Power BI, Matrix model. This is a database model that I can connect to. This is a data flow, the SQL database, Azure, we talk about the Azure Analysis Service database, the CSV, the web, this. It's much more longer than this. So we can get data. We can get data from other different sources. You can click on get data to get started. You can get it from other different sources. So it also has ability to import. I can import some data into it. Having some template from somewhere or from a file, I can import and I can export. This export, after I've finished creating a dashboard, we have a visualization and presentation. I can just export to PDF. This PDF is what I can just export to, so that I can visualize all what I have done. Then it can completely be saved. So I can also publish. Maybe I want to just publish it on a social media or online or something. Publish it to a web. That will enable me to just do some adjustments. Then if you look at this Power BI, you see that you have some tabs. This Home tab, this Insert tab, this Modeling, the View, the Optimize, the Help. Now, I will recommend for some of you that want to further advance in the area of data analytics, and you will learn to be making use of Power BI to do your analysis, please endeavor to look at this help. This help has a lot of things that could enable you to do what we call self-learning. It can help you to do self-learning, especially in this training video and documentation. This training video is loaded. It has a lot of functions. If I click on this now, you will see that it will just direct me. It can direct me to YouTube. It can direct me to some web videos that will make me to learn on Power BI. I think we are having challenges with the internet, so it might not load now. So that is on that aspect. So I don't want to take our time so much tonight. I will have explained some of these tools, but don't worry, this will be explained on our recording video. So let's prepare our minds. All right, I think we can stop there for tonight. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Okay, so if you have any question, I'll just enable the editor. So if you have any questions, please let us know. All right, I want to believe that we have all gained value from what I've shared tonight, and you've been able to pick one or two things on this area of data analytics using Power BI. So what I succeeded in doing this night is to just give a background of what Power BI is, and be able to open your eyes to some of the capabilities of Power BI. That's what I've just succeeded in doing tonight. So you can continue to learn in this area. And I'm also going to be dropping some resource materials that will help you to know more in this area. So we can stay tuned. Just stay tuned. Any questions? If there's no questions, this is 9:09 already. We are supposed to end this class at 9. This is 9:09. Any questions before we call it a day?
Hello, sir.
Okay. Please go ahead to speak.
All right, sir. Thanks so much for tonight's class. Hello?
Okay, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
All right. Sorry, please. I have two questions. So the first one is that this app that we are using, I don't know, it's not actually clear like the former one we are using before, like this Google Meet. So sometimes it's breaking. I don't know if it is network, but I didn't believe it's network. And number two, the other question is that the last video that we did on the dashboard, I noticed that like for 1 hour, the lecture was just stationed at only one particular spot.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for us. On your first question, okay, we are just getting this feedback from you now. I think for our next class, we'll try to improve on this video conferencing app that we're using. Maybe we might choose to switch back to it, because we are having challenges with our premium package that we subscribe for Meet, and we could not just go and pay a huge amount of money for Meet again, and that's why we decided to use this. So in our next class, we'll try to consider that due to this challenge we are having. Then on the second part, you will notice that in each week we have 2 recording videos each week. But for this week, because of the challenge we are having with the recording video 2, we decided to do recording video 3. So the recording video 3 please, from where that challenge occur. Do you understand? Where that challenge occur, please go back to go and listen to it again. Go back to go and listen to it again. Where that challenge occur, you need to go and look at it. Did you hear that? So
okay, I'll check this out.
Hello.
please check it. The recorded video really has everything you want to know concerning it. But I think we'll stop there. I don't want to take much time tonight. Entertain more questions, and then we'll be off for the night.
Thank you so much, sir.
Please go ahead to look at the live recording. So the live recording will be shared, so you can listen to it over and over again. For some of you that have not heard me clearly, the recording is very clear. Please go back to listen to it over and over again. Okay, please go ahead with your questions. Now the last questions for the day. Okay, I can hear you. Please talk. Hello. I can hear you. Please talk.
No question.
All right.
Thank you,
All right.
sir. Thank you very much.
All right. I want to believe everybody I've gained value from tonight's exposition on data analytics. So on that note, please keep learning, keep on learning and relearning. We will meet next week. Ensure you do all your quiz, all your project assessment is very important for this course. So on that note, have a wonderful and a lovely night rest.